couple of stories to continue with today. Again, I see the headlines and I just see the UK motor trade being dug. There used to be a saying, I think, mixing a bottle. He's mixed a bottle for me. That's what the UK motoring press are doing for the motor trade. They're mixing a bottle. I wonder the reasons why they're mixing a bottle. I can see the green energy reasons. I don't understand I do. We'll go back to Philip Northard's report here. At the half-year point, registrations from OEM target pressures hit their highest point for any single month since 2018. Further, industry new car registration data indicates that 30% of all new car registrations in June were processed on the final day of the month. That was in June, we're in August, and I said this the other day. Somebody said to me, the evangelists said they were all sales. They weren't registrations. They weren't tactical registrations, because they know better. They sit at the desk all day, having never had anything to do with the motor trade. They know better than the motor trade and the old hands. And to be honest, it just makes me laugh. So what's driving this? This trend is indicative of a significant uptick in the end of quarter tactical and short cycle activity, suggesting that car manufacturers were under heavy pressures to meet sales targets. Well, of course they were, because if they don't, they're going to be fined £12,000 per EV unit that they fall short of the target. What more pressure than that? That's more than they make. That's more profit than they make. You may as well put a gun to their head. The surge of registrations on the 30th of June highlights the scale of last-minute sales purchases across the network. Underlying all of this is the mounting pressure and stress of the system, with tactical volume pushing and sales target adjustments highlighting the fragility of the industry in an increasingly margin-sensitive and supply-constrained environment. The first 3 months of the year showed promise for the industry, with cautious optimism felt across the board. So what's changed? Although, well, they were mucking them away, it wasn't really cautious optimism. They knew then that the only way they could sell them was by making a product and selling it for less than it cost them to make. And you say, oh, but no, they're overcharging. They're overcharging. They always have done. Somebody said today we're being ripped off by the manufacturers for years. Not really, I don't think. And when you see the likes of Polestar, I've done 2 videos on them now. The one yesterday shows that for every £100 they bring in, every £100 revenue, it's cost them £149.50. So for every 100, they lose £49.50. Who are they ripping off? And I'll do another video on them because they've come in the news again today. Let's just disprove the people that are saying that these EVs are selling, because trust me, they're not. They're selling better, but nowhere near, absolutely nowhere near what they need to be. Despite all this, they hit the target in 2024. And it's looking like they'll hit the target in 2025. Trust me, you don't register 30% of vehicles on the last day of June because you're anywhere near the target. That would suggest to me, there will be a discrepancy, because I'll tell you how it works. In main dealers, the main dealer gets a target. Say it's 200 cars they've got to sell. You know, other dealers, there's lots more. I'm talking about franchise dealers. I'm talking about prestige garages. So the sales manager works his target out, and he knows very well that some of the salesmen will do a bit more than the target, some of them will just do the target, and some of them won't achieve the target. Now you have to hope that this hits your target. But what does the firm who owns the garage do? They think, we've got to hit this target and we've got to make more. So although you get a target of 200 off the manufacturer, your boss gives you a target of say 250. And then when you're working the targets out, you've got to hit that to get your bonus. When I was sales manager at Mercedes-Benz, I got a monthly bonus, a quarterly bonus, and a yearly bonus. And all that depended on my salesmen hitting the targets. I've got to get them to hit the targets, because without your bonuses, you're on kind of a living wage. But you need bonuses to enjoy the finer things in life. You need your salesmen to hit their targets so they're happy. The last thing you want is a salesman going around the showroom with a face as long as a fiddle, because it just comes through to the customer. You want a salesman who's looking forward to going on holiday abroad or buying a new house, and it comes through. It bleeds through. It comes through your pores. And when you're selling, that's what you need. You need positive salesmen. Not salesmen that think, oh Christ, I'm not going to make money. I'm not going to make any money if I sell these EVs. I'll tell you another story. When I was at Mercedes-Benz, I worked for a particularly nasty firm. I sold 5 years of supply of SLKs. Easy Street, 5 years supply. I don't need to do anything. You know, I've hit my targets. I'm going to make a fortune. What do the owners do? They cut the target from 10% commission, which we would get normally on anything else, to 50 quid, because they said it was a penalty kick. Now trust me, when you sell a Mercedes-Benz SLK to a customer and it's something like a footballer's wife, you spend hours with them. Not only do you spend hours with them getting the specification, you spend hours on the phone to them when they change their mind and they want a different specification, then you've got to alter it. But bearing in mind, 50 quid for this, it's in the time it takes you to hand over an SLK, for instance, you could have probably sold 2 cars. So it's false economy for a salesman to sell the SLK. So I said, I tell you what, boss said SLKs are penalty kicks. I said, I'll tell you what, you take the penalties for me. I don't want them. I don't want 50 quid. I know very well that I can sell another car and make a lot more commission. So I'd rather do that, thanks very much, because I get paid on commission. So anyway, they said, no, you've sold them, you've got to. Of course, there's ways around that too. So that was hitting your target's a bad thing. That's how dealerships work. So you've also got to, you've got, not only have you got a new car target, but you've got a used car target as well. Now, if you've got a new car target and a used car target and the sales manager has got to hit it, I hit my used car target and I didn't have enough used cars in stock to hit the target the owners gave me, because they knew if I hit that target, I would get a bonus. Although they wanted me to knock my pipe out working, they didn't want to pay my bonus. They wanted to achieve over target, but me not get my bonus. You'll think that's short-sighted, and it is. Honestly, it is. So, in order to hit my target, I registered a lot of cars, but I didn't self-register them. I pre-registered them and did a deal with the customer. If we could put ourselves down as first owner, I'd do them a better deal. Now, because the owners tried to cheat me, it cost them money. That's what happens when your target's too high. They'd have been better off saying, Baz, you know what you're doing, mate. You won the Best Sales Managers Award. Let's reward you for doing it. You've kept this sales team together longer than any other sales team we've had. They're all happy. We blitzed our target last year. carry on doing what you're doing and we'll compensate you. They don't do that. They don't want to do that. So it actually costs them money. This is what the ZEV mandate is doing. But the only thing is, the people who set the ZEV mandate, it's not costing them money. It's costing the manufacturers money because the market isn't there to hit it. So they're having to create a market. The only way you can create a market is by dipping into another part of the market. What part of the market are they dipping into? Used cars. You'll find that the people that aren't involved in this market, the independents, their used sales are going up, the profit's going up. But the franchise boys, theirs are going down because they're having to sell EVs, because they've targeted to sell EVs that they can't sell. So the only way they can do it is pre-register them and then sell them as used. And because they're tucked up, they're absolutely bottled up, constipated with all these used EVs, they can't concentrate on making money. You know that saying, too busy earning a living to make any money? That's what's happening at the moment, and it's all down to electric vehicles. Don't believe any of these stories. It's rubbish. I keep saying rubbish, honestly. When I'm editing back, I think, oh, I haven't even said anything else that I can cut rubbish out. But it's just rubbish. The first 3 months of the year showed promise for the industry with cautious optimism. Well, you know, no. No, it didn't. And also, a lot of sales were brought forward because of the new luxury car tax. So they thought, oh yeah, we're doing really good. But they weren't. But anybody who had any sense could see what was going to happen. They mortgaged the future by taking cars from April. They brought them forward from April to March. And then they're in trouble straight away because the demand's not there. They brought forward cars from the future to register so that people could save tax. After March, many manufacturers appeared overly confident about these initial results and pulled back or withdrew incentives. This confidence was quickly undermined as showroom activity saw a rapid downturn, exposing the fragility of retail demand. All right, let's just have a look at some other things. I call Auto Trader. God, we need somebody else, not Auto Trader. They are just... You know, 5 years ago, I was helping them. I was doing my best to help them improve Dealer Portal. And now I look back and I just think, how much more money could I have made if I hadn't spent that time defending them in the forum, defending what they were doing, and trying to help them improve with my ideas. I've shown you before, I've got a stack of books, yay big. Ideas I've had on holiday, ideas how to improve. It was never to help me. Wherever I've been, I've always done all right. It was to help others in the motor trade. And this is what I'm doing now. I've no agenda. I want to help the motor trade. That's what I want to do. Auto Trader are not helping at all. Why are they not helping, Baz? Well, let me just go here. Electric cars. Now, there's only 28,572 cars showing. There was 31,000 the other day. They've come down quite a lot. Why have they come down quite a lot? I know Auto Trader have put the prices up. That could help. I know plenty of people are trying to reduce the packages. No point in advertising two vehicles if you've got two of the same colour, or you've got two of different colours. If they're the same model, no point advertising. You put on such and such a thing in stock, red, white, blue, whatever. So it's one advert. So that's a way of cutting it down. Another way is advertising something. You're not allowed to do it really. It's called bait and switch. You put a vehicle on the internet. Lots of people do it. They shouldn't do it. It's against the law. You put a vehicle that will appeal to somebody on the internet, and then when they ring up about it, you say, oh, I'm sorry, that one's just sold. You missed it by 5 minutes. But I have got this. It's a bit dearer. It's a different colour. But Mr. Customer, as soon as you've phoned on that one and you've just missed it, I'll do a really good deal for you. It could also be that used EVs are selling. They are selling because they're so cheap. but it's costing somebody a fortune because they're so cheap. So let's have a look. We'll go there. And then I'm going to go into year. I'm going to put 2025, so up to 2025, and I'm going to put up to 100 miles. We'll see there's 1,289 cars, 1,289 EVs advertised that are 2025 and less than 100 miles. I'm willing to bet if I cut that down to 25 miles, which you can do, not here, it's only 100 miles, but if I go here, look, mileage, there we go, and I cut that down to 25. There's 984. So you know, and the thing also is there's people advertising cars, EVs, with more mileage on than they've actually done. It's the first time ever. It's reverse clocking. No, nobody's done. Well, I tell a lie. I've done it. We only used to be able to advertise our Mercedes-Benz demonstrators when they'd done 3,000 miles. So what do? You put 3,500 on, and somebody would ring up on it and say, by the way, Mr. Customer, I've got some good news for you. That was a mistake. It's only done 25 miles. Get yourself down here quick before you miss it. Another thing we need to do, you see that? This is Auto Trader's relevance search. And it brings up a whole load of shit which I'm not interested in. MG5. MG's selling really well. Really popular look. That was listed 3rd of 4th 2025 and it's been reduced by 10,230 or by 11,230 if you look at that one from the recommended retail price. So again, what we do, Auto Trader's relevance search is only stuff relevant to them and what they want you to see, and probably promote the ones who are on the higher packages and whose heart they're gouging out with prices. So we'll go to most recent, search. Oh look, there's another Audi e-tron there and it's an ad. So even though I've gone to most recent, Auto Traders, I've asked, I want up to 2025, up to 25 miles, electric, and the most recently advertised vehicles. What vehicles have we got advertised? Or what's the first vehicle we see? It's an Audi which was first listed the 23rd of the 4th 2025 and it's been reduced by £17,500, £19,091 off retail price. So that's great, that's a great advert, isn't it? Because electric vehicles are flying off the shelves. We'll see some Arnold Clark ones. So we'll go, are we taking bets? I've not looked at this. Are we taking bets when this one was registered? It was listed today, the 8th of the 9th, 2025. A Dacia Spring. We'll go to that. When was it registered? Oh look, it was registered on the 30th of the 6th, 2025. It's only just been advertised today, 2 months later, 30th of the 6th. So we'll go back. And there's a Leap Motors there. You'll see all the headlines about how many Leap Motors are selling and how well they're doing. Let's have a look when this was registered. Save up to £3,000 on your next car. Plus choose from free rewards when you buy a car, a night away for two, a Road Angel dashcam or £50. Love to shop e-gift card. Don't miss rewards week. It's the best time to buy. Oh, it's rewards week. And that's 2,488 miles. Below average, it's only done 16 miles. It was registered the 30th of the 6th, 2025. Looks like Philip was right, doesn't it? Let's go back again. Another Arnold Clark here. Don't forget Arnold Clark. Don't get me wrong, they know what they're doing. They control prices. They don't just know what they're doing, but you've got cap prices and you've got Auto Trader prices, then you've got Arnold Clark prices. They're so big, they can control prices. So here we go. Read more. 19th of the 6th, 2025. That one's a Peugeot. What's the next one? Well, the next one is a, here we go. Now I've got a suspicion about this one. Spalding. So we'll click on that. Who's selling it? WH Brand Limited. £43,995. When was that registered? 5th of the 9th, 2025. Again, because I'm retired, no point wearing a watch anymore, no point in looking at the date, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the weather forecast, really. It's Monday the 8th of September. So that was registered 3 days ago. Oh, or was it the note? This vehicle is our current demonstrator and therefore will be sold with demo mileage. Vehicle available from the 5th of December 2025, reserved today. Family dealership serving the motorists since 1925. So, Auto Trader, cocking my search up with shit like this, was in September. It's not available till December. Also, because it's not available till December, what's the point of advertising them at that price? That price will be collected by Auto Trader's algorithm and form a used car valuation for that model. But that's not what they're selling it at. So all that's doing is trying to ramp the prices up of the MG IM6. Again, in the old days, what they would do in order to establish a price, they would put a load of vehicles in BCA and the dealers would bid on them. That's how they would get a trade value when a new model came out. Good looking car, that. Good looking car. But available from the 5th of December. And this has been advertised today. Well, it's not for sale. Get that shit off my timeline. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of customers' time. Get it off the timeline. Get rid of your relevance search. Get rid of the sponsored posts. I don't want to see them. On MG5, let's see this one. MG5. Richmond, Guildford, different firm. In stock now, inquire today. 30th of the 6th, 2025. Listed today. Skoda Elrock. Not even got photographs on this. Listed today. Description, not even got a description. 30th of the 6th, 2025. So they've had 2 months to photograph this vehicle. It was registered 2 months ago. They've had 2 months to do it, but no. Look at the search there. You've got, that car's not for sale, that car is, that car's not really ready for sale, is it? And then you've got this one, look, Peugeot. It's not even a proper photograph. It's a used car without a proper photograph. We've got Peugeot E208, saved £7,000. Listed today, vehicle registered 8th of the 9th, 2025. It was registered today and it's advertised today. Another one here, Peugeot E208. Listed today, £25,400. Vehicle registered 8th of the 9th, 2025. Registered today. Because EVs are selling so well at the end of September, I think it will be time to pay the piper. There are going to be some even cheaper EVs about. If not, if they haven't got rid of all those that they registered on the last day of June, and now they're registering even more, and you can bet they'll have registered them in July and even more in August, because don't forget, EVs outsold petrols in August, the worst month of the year. Why do you think that is? How do you think they outsold petrols? Why is it the last best month was December? The 3 months, these 3 worst months of the year to register new cars. December, because the 1st of January, that car that was registered on the 31st of December, 4 hours ago, is now a year old. And then you've only got really 2 months. You've got January and February, and you've got the new registration plate. So you've only got 2 months to get rid of that vehicle before it's 12 months old and the old letter. The next worst month to register, February. March the 1st, new registration out. So it's last year's, in your head, it's last year's. Next worst month is August. But the one good thing about those terrible 3 months for registering cars, it's very easy to fool people into thinking that you're making inroads into petrol sales and you've sold more. You've done well. Because it's only a small number, you put it in a percentage as well. You don't actually put the cars that you've sold. You put a percentage. Or you put 1 in 4's electric. 1 in 3's got a plug. 1 in 3's got a plug. But 75% have got ICE engines. Clickbait headlines. Jeremy Clarkson. Some newspaper said that he was going to move abroad. And he came out on Twitter and said, I'm not moving abroad, that's rubbish. Or was it, that's rubbish, you clickbait twats? Yeah? The evangelist, that's rubbish, you clickbait twats. Vauxhall Mocha, £750 off car or home charger. What does that do? It's £23,998, but they're giving you something worth £750. So it does 2 things. It helps sell your car, and it also helps prop up the prices by £750, because that's the price that's on Auto Trader. That's the retail price. 23, but clearly here, and it's not just that, because when you look at their other adverts, you can get other stuff as well. When was that registered? 31st of the 3rd, 2025. Next one. These are all Arnold Clarks. These are all been. Imagine the money that Arnold Clark has got tied up in these vehicles. That's £19,998. It's rewards week, don't forget. Save up to £3,000 on your next car. Plus, choose from 3 free rewards when you buy a car. A night away for 2, a Road Angel dashcam, or £50 Love to Shop e-gift. 10th of the 3rd, 2025. Do you see what I mean? All these sales figures, rubbish. And you'll all come in the comments and say, Motor Trade have been doing this for years. Yes, we have. But nowhere near this galactic scale that's done with EVs. Nowhere near. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.